and welcome back. This is going to be another Divine Partnership Coaching video. And in this one, I just want to briefly talk about why it is so vital that when you work on something, you work on it for your own healing. And there's two reasons for it. One, if you are focused on only doing your healing to get a response from your twin or to get them to heal something, you're actually defeating the whole purpose of it. Because in most cases, your twin has challenges with self-worth and self-care and choosing things like following their heart or choosing to heal because it is good for them. A lot of times twins, they're part of the challenges that they're tasked with healing is codependency and also attachment traumas. And this is like seen repeatedly through a lot of twin flame connections. And if you are constantly choosing to say, so you want to heal issues with your throat chakra or sexual shame or things of that nature, and you're doing it because you know that your DM or your DF has those challenges, and you are doing it because you know that you reflect and that as you heal, they will heal, but you're doing it just on a basis to get them to heal. You're actually not creating healing in that moment because you're not choosing to do it for yourself. You're not finding a big enough reason to do it for self love. And oftentimes that's what you need, but it's also what your twin needs. And same thing when it comes to, like, say, you decide that you're going to go no contact with your twin. You're not going to talk to them or you're going to block them. You're going to do things like that. If you are doing that based on your desire to have them change their behavior or you because you want them to miss you or you want them to want to reconnect with you, which are understandable feelings, but if you're disconnecting with them based on wanting them to do something for you, for one thing, it's not likely to work. It'll likely backfire. For two, it's very karmic. And for three, it's even if you get like a temporary reconnection, it's not going to last. And this is why a lot of people will see that, like they'll do these things that a lot of people talk about it. I mean, if you look at a lot of relationship coaching or things like that, they say that, like, go no contact, don't talk to them, let them miss you. And yes, there are valid reasons to do that. I'm not even saying don't do that, but look at the energy and the spirit in which you are doing that. The same thing if you decide to date, either to, meet other if you decide to meet karmics in order to work out your own energy, or if you decide to connect with a soulmate, like, look at the reasons you're doing it. Yes, it's valid and understandable that you may be feeling hurt and lonely and you want to connect with somebody, but it's not really a good idea. It's not healthy to get into a relationship just because you feel lonely or just because you feel hurt. And it's certainly karmic energy if you are connecting with somebody else because you want to reciprocate the energy of your twin being in a karmic situationship themselves, or if you want to make them jealous, or if you want to be like, well, you know what, I'm not going to give you any more of my energy because you're mistreating me. Like, there, it's understandable to pursue other relationships. I'm not against them at all. I'm like team I'm team twin flame and I'm team soulmate and I'm like definitely team healthy relationships in general. And these are things that apply to twin flames, but they apply to all relationships. Like, societally, we've been conditioned to seek out relationships because we feel lonely or because we want attention and validation and confirmation, and that is largely what's created a very codependent society in general. And I very much believe that part of the reason that twin flames have been called in is to help heal that, because what we need is interdependence, and we don't just need it relationship wise, we need it parent child, we need it community wise, we need it politically, we need it between humans and the earth and humans and animals. Like, we're very codependent in all sorts of ways. We often don't choose to do things just based on genuine self-love and also genuine self-interest, but not in the same way as, like, not in a narcissistic way. Also, if you look into psychology, all humans need a certain amount of narcissistic energy in order to be actually happy and healthy. But there's a balance. If you completely lack empathy, then you're hurting other people. You're creating karmic energy. But likewise, if you are far too empathetic, then you become you fit into the lines of a victim narcissist, and then you end up not loving yourself enough, and then all the energy that you're giving out is not healthy. It's toxic. It's karmic. And so it's I suppose there's more than two reasons to do this, but in general, you should always be choosing to follow your heart and follow it for you. That doesn't mean never think about your twin and what you do. It doesn't mean never think about anybody else. That's not healthy either. You want a balance. But, like, say you're following my Path of the Empress guide or my Path of the Emperor guide, or you're listening to Twin Flame tarot readings, or you're listening to relationship coaches and things like that. And, really look at the spirit in which that you're doing it. If you are choosing to heal because you want your person back, well, I mean, I'm not going to say it's wrong, but it's going to delay union, and it's not going to help you heal, and it's not going to help them heal. And if you're like disconnecting or redirecting your energy or like cutting off or blocking or anything like that, again, even if you get like a momentary reconnection because you've triggered their fear of abandonment, that's still not going to be the healthy connection you want. It's not going to be lasting, and it's just going to continue more cycles of healing needed. Now, I'm also not going to say don't do those things, because if you go through them, you're going to learn. And especially as you continue on your journey, if you this is really your twin, like the whole contract of that you made in spirit is to continue to trigger each other to heal. So, a lot of us go through this because it helps us get to the point to where you can talk about this with others, like choose healing for you. And it it takes a little bit of work to get there. That's part of what I'm trying to help people get to in terms of doing the inner work, and what I preach when I do my videos is like, do this work for you, like genuinely for you, to because you love yourself, because you value yourself, because you know you are worthy, because you know you are an empress, or you know you are an emperor, and you are deserving of genuine love. And even if you just look at it from a manifesting point of view, you manifest how you feel about yourself. You manifest how you feel about the world. Like the universe does not give you what you need. It doesn't give you what you ask for, at least not till later when your vibration is healthier. It gives you what you feel. If you feel that the world is unfair, you will have more times around you that things feel unfair. If you feel that life is good and it's fun and it's an interesting game, then life will feel more fun and more like a game. And if you feel like your twin is choosing somebody else, they're going to choose someone else. If you feel like you have to work really, really hard to feel valuable and validated and worthy of attention from your twin, you're going to get more of that. But if you are choosing to work on your own healing and face your shadows and look at all of the ins and outs of everything, because you love yourself and because you know that you are worth that, because you are worthy of releasing all that weight that you've been carrying. And half a dozen of those things are generational. Even if you are doing it because you want to be of value, you want to work with spirit in tandem to help heal the world because it feels good to you, because you enjoy seeing the smiles on other people's faces, and you want to get to that point where you can look in the mirror or look in the camera or look at someone else and say, I really love me," and not feel condescending or conceited or vain or anything. You just feel good about who you are, and you like what you choose, and you give yourself permission to change when you want to. But when you get to the level where you are choosing things for you, that's when your journey with your twin will change. And it's partly because you no longer need it, but it's largely because, in a manifesting sense, when you feel loving of yourself, then other people will feel loving of you, because you'll be attracting that. And those people will be loving of themselves. And then you're getting into meeting your soul tribe, and who are not karmic. They are in divine energy, because like attracts like. And likewise, when you do that, your twin starts to heal in that same way. But that is kind of it's the catch 22 of all of this, is that until you can heal just for you and know that being in full 3D union with your twin is just a cherry on top. Like, you don't need to have it. When you can get to that point, that's when you can have it, because you no longer need it. When you get to the point to where, yeah, you can think about your twin on a regular basis, you're gonna think about them, especially with telepathic connections and other fun stuff like that and synchronicities, but you're not worried about it. And you enjoy your life just because your life is enjoyable, because you've cultivated things that you wanted, because you've thought about, where do I want to be a year from now? Just me, like, where do I want to be on my own? Or you could think of it as, if I was already in union with my twin, what would I be working on, and work on that stuff, just already go there. And when you get to that level, then your twin starts doing that stuff too. And then you just get to enjoy the fun and absurdity of it, rather than like, oh, what's the next step that I need to do to get them back? What do I need to do to get them back? What do I need? Oh, I'm pushing them away. Uh-oh. And you get to the point where you can just interact with them in the way that you genuinely feel like interacting with them. You're not worried about whether they come or go, because you're good on your own. And when they see that in you, like, even if they weren't your twin, like, say that you might want to interact with some soulmates along the way, like, that's very attractive energy. That's divine feminine, divine masculine energy. You love yourself, so you're not needy. You still want people, you still are human, you still want interdependent relationships, but you're not needy. You can carry the ship on your own if you need to, but you're also healthy enough that you don't need to, and that to do that for too long is unhealthy. So then you have healthy social interactions, you have friendships, you have things that you do, you have things that make you an interesting person, you have work that you do, you help other people. I mean, what's not attractive about that sort of energy? Just, I mean, even remove the twin flame element from it. What's not attractive about that? The answer is nothing. Like, that's very attractive energy. Somebody who has self-confidence, somebody who values themselves but is also not vain, somebody who enjoys helping people, somebody who does work that they love and glows up and supports themselves, somebody who isn't constantly trying to get validation from other people nor trying to give it to other people. Like, that's genuine healing, and that's oftentimes is what your twin needs. And if you really want to be able to help them heal and you want union to come in, then that's what you need to continually be choosing. It does take practice. Don't beat yourself up if you see this video and you're like, fuck, how do I get there? Like, it took me some time to get there. I even when I realized that that's what needed to be done, it took effort at first, until I realized that it could just be that easy, and then started practicing that vibration. And that's what I'm trying to help people get to the point to where they're choosing healing, and they're choosing fun, and they're choosing community, and they're choosing themselves in healthy ways. And because when you get to that point, one, you don't need union anymore. And two, when you don't need union anymore, you get union. And three, when you get to that point, you realize that union never stopped existing and that it existed before you were even born, and that's really freaking cool. And four, you're able to move through life without all the emotional baggage that you've been holding on to, a lot of which you probably didn't even know you were. And then you become somebody who is an example for others, twin flame or not, on how to heal themselves, how to face their shadow work, how to be brave, how to be authentic, how to be helpful just because you like being helpful and not because you need something in return for it. Anyways, this video went on longer than I intended for it to go, but I hope that it has been helpful. And I hope that for those of you that are called to watch it, whenever that is, it could be, this is timeless, it could be now, it could be next year. But when you get to this point, recognize that this is what Spirit has been trying to tell you, and that this is your primary focus now. Get to the point where you experience genuine, healthy self love for yourself. That will unlock a whole number of keys and a whole number of information that you probably have not yet had access to, because you've been doing the runner chaser thing, trying to heal because you want them to heal, or trying to act because you want them to act, or trying to defend yourself, or dealing with reactivity, and just kind of bumping up against each other, creating tower after tower and things like that, and kind of being stuck in devil card energy and such archetypes. And once you can release yourself from that, that's when you really release control. And that's when you really are able to surrender to spirit, to love, because self-love is what you need in order to have genuine love for another. If you do not love yourself enough that you can really like I don't know, walk around and kind of strut your stuff without being arrogant about it. Be like, you know what? I really love me. I love me. I'm a cool person. I'm badass. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong with me. I like who I am. When you can do that, amazing things happen. And a lot of society, we have a hard time with that. So work on that as your goal right now and really sit down and look at what stops you from being able to do that. What stops you from getting on and starting your own channel and feeling good about it? What stops you from talking about your twin flame journey or your life in general? What stops you from starting a business? Those are all challenges with self-love and self-worth. And when you can face those and do it for yourself, you'll start to see some pretty amazing things start to happen in your union in general, whether you're in separation or not. And that's really cool stuff. In fact, I am so I have so much faith in that I would love it that if you are just starting this now or you have already learned this but you're resonating that energy so you're seeing this video, put in the comments below how working on genuine self-love because it's fun and because you want to, rather than because you got tired of your twin not responding or because you were mad about something or you hit your all hell no moment or anything like when you're choosing self-love and fun with yourself because you want to and you can and it feels great, your life starts changing. And I would love for you to show others in the community in the comments below how that's changed your life. You know, show them how to rock and roll because that's going to change the world. And that's a lot of the lessons that are going to be coming up as we hit a lot more of this Aquarian energy too. All right, everybody. I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.